Hello, divine beings. I'm back with another general reading for the collective. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's for you, it will find you. To book a mini tarot reading with me or any of our healing services, please feel free to check out our website. We are currently running our 20% off promo. Receive 20% off on all our healing services and courses. Details on our website. Just input the code muditahealingstudio and receive 20% off. The energy this week has been really weird and off and intense, almost like it feels like a full moon, but it's not even a full moon. And when you are someone who's very intuitive and sensitive to energies, like myself, like I can feel every energetic shift, even every astrological shift. I can feel it, so I know something is shifting, something is happening right now. So let's tune in and see what messages Spirit has for you today. I'm specifically picking up on the energy dynamic between a divine feminine and a divine masculine. And you know what keeps coming to mind? You know those lion videos on TikTok where you'll see the lion not acting right, and then the lioness will come and she'll slap him, or she'll give him this like glare, like they're both head to head, where she looks at him and she's like, don't even think about it. And at first the lion will kind of like butt heads with her, he'll resist her, and then he realizes that she holds the power, and then he'll slowly like kind of back down and put his head down to her. That's the energy I'm getting. It's almost like this divine masculine underestimated your powers, your abilities, and now they're bowing down to you. And it doesn't even have to be a divine feminine, divine masculine. This could just be people in your life who underestimated you, who labeled you a certain way, who kind of like dismissed you, thought you were like really weak, and now they're realizing, no, you're the strongest one out of them all. Yeah, a lot of people are realizing that you actually hold the power. You always held the power, but now it's being felt. Now it's truly being felt, because when people start going through their awakenings, that's when they finally realize how hard this shit is. And when you are someone who's made it on the other side, that's when they realize, like, oh my God, how did you figure it out? How are you so calm? How do you know all this stuff? Where are you getting your wisdom from? In order for you to gain any kind of sacred knowledge and wisdom, you have to go through a lot of dark shit, and being able to turn your pain into power, that's not easy. Look what came out. Hope. Yeah. You are the hope now for other people. People are looking to you. You're the light. You're the one that's, you know, guiding people to the other side. You're the one that knows the pits of hell, knows how to go in, pull people out, and then bring them to the other side. That's what you are. A lot of people didn't recognize that quality within you. They didn't think you were strong enough to do that. I'm seeing weak. A lot of people thought you were weak. A lot of people thought you were weak. Recognition and reward. Yeah, see? They see you now. And universe. Yeah. I'm seeing like global, like someone is going to be recognized globally. Like there's going to be some kind of a spotlight on you. And notice how reward and recognition is the color red. So this is financial. This could be a financial opportunity that's going to kind of propel you forward into the spotlight. If you are like a creator, you're an artist, and you know, you are consistent on social media, you could be an entrepreneur, and you notice that no matter how many times you post, you don't get the views, you don't get the likes. It's almost like no matter what you do, it doesn't grow past a certain point. It doesn't expand past a certain point. It's almost like you feel like, do people even see me? Or do people even like recognize me? Like, why do they act like I don't exist? And here's the thing, if you fall into that group, that category, it's because you specifically had to heal your trauma, raise your frequency, and now that you are operating in a higher frequency, you are going to start activating people, meaning awakening people through your work, your art, your creativity, your products, your services, whatever it is that you share. Because there are certain frequency codes that you carry, certain divine souls carry. So if you happen to be very spiritual and you're an artist, you carry these frequency codes. And for example, let's say you are a singer and you share your voice is going to activate people. If you are an actor, just feeling you on presence, your emotions, that's going to activate people. If you are a cook, a baker, your food is going to activate people. Do you know what I mean? This is why there's been delays and setbacks, and why your abundance has been so long is because you had to raise your frequency high enough, because you have a divine purpose. You're not just going out there just for the sake of, creating stuff and then making money. No, there's a huge purpose. You're going to awaken people, right? That's why your journey has been so tough, and why you've probably experienced a lot of, spiritual attacks, a lot of delays. And if you are single and you are in a divine feminine, divine masculine situation, right? You are currently in separation right now with your counterpart, or maybe you've met your counterpart, but you guys don't talk, or you don't know who your counterpart is, but you could just feel they're coming. They haven't come in yet. Maybe you've been single for a while. It's because you both had to heal your trauma, had to deal with your wounding, okay? Raise your vibration to a certain point. Come into union with yourselves. So be whole within yourselves. And then when you both come into union, you both are going to activate things within each other. So the message I kept getting from Spirit was, the divine feminine holds certain frequency codes, the divine masculine holds certain frequency codes. When they come together finally in union, there is going to be a gateway that opens. Like a portal could be opened, right? This is why the whole divine feminine, divine masculine separation journey is so tough and so hard, and why you guys have been kept separate, because you both have to be in full union with yourselves, right? So the divine feminine, she rises before the divine masculine. The divine masculine has to learn how to surrender to her. Until he doesn't surrender, they won't come into union. Now, if your divine masculine refuses to do the work and you rise divine feminine, another divine masculine who matches your frequency will come in and will kind of be like the stand-in or the replacement, right? Because it's a frequency that has to be activated. So if your original divine masculine is not rising up to that frequency, another divine masculine will come in, usually a sacred soul. But that's the message I keep getting. Look, authority. And you know what's so funny? I kept seeing 444 on my clock, and then 4 pops out with this card. But yeah, whoever's watching this reading, you are stepping into a position of authority and power. And when you are a very powerful person, your power is felt. It's not seen, it's felt first, okay? So a lot of people who claim to be powerful, you'll notice they yap a lot, like they're just it's too much out there. People who are truly powerful, they don't need to do too much. Their presence will speak for them, right? The way they talk, the way they walk, the way they carry themselves, their power will just naturally come through. And I feel like you have this quality. It's like you can just walk in and people just know you are not to be messed with. Sorry, I had to turn on my light. It was starting to get a bit dark. But powerful people, like I'm talking about divine powerful people, they're very calm. Like when you're in their presence, they're very calm. They're like the calm in the storm, okay? They know how to preserve their energy, their power, and they know how to maximize their energy and power. You could be someone who has a very strong crown chakra, like you get a lot of divine knowledge and wisdom. See how there's like this glow around his head? But yeah, you're very balanced in your emotions. Powerful people have mastered themselves. They are balanced emotionally, spiritually, mentally. They have mastered their light and dark. They can go from one extreme to the other because they've experienced darkness. They've conquered, their inner darkness, their demons, and then they've, found the light within. They can go back and forth really easily. They choose to lead with light, but if they need to kick some people's ass, they know how to go to the dark side again, Like I said, they've been to the pits of hell. They came out. So they know how to go back in. Just like in Stranger Things, when they kept going into the, the upside down world. They're trained. These people are trained. They know exactly how the darkness works, the dark world works, how evil works. They figured it out. That's why you should never mess with these type of people. They're very powerful. On the surface, they look like your average everyday, but you don't understand the power they hold inside. See, garden or like a landscaper. Maybe that's something that you do for work, or you got solitude. Look, what did I just say? Crown chakra. Yeah. So you spend a lot of time alone. That's where you get your wisdom. That's where you get your downloads. That's where you get your sacred knowledge and wisdom. This whole world is designed to keep you distracted, to keep you busy. And this is why they say that when you want to conquer yourself, you have to check out, you have to cut out all the noise, spend time alone, isolate for a while, sit with yourself. That's where you'll get clarity. That's where you get your divine wisdom and knowledge. You could be someone who reads a lot of books. I'm seeing like a library, like a library of books. Like you like to gather different information, different spiritual knowledge. This solitude, I feel like this is a cycle that's ending for you. Remember I was saying that you're about to be recognized, like you're going to be on a global stage. So you were probably kept hidden, right? A lot of spiritual people were kept hidden so that they could do all this inner work, spiritual work. And now they're going to be like propelled, out in public, out in society, for the world. Like you are getting ready for the world. That's why the universe card came out. I feel like someone could have recently graduated something, like maybe you graduated from school, from some kind of a program, or it could be like a spiritual graduation, like you were initiated, like you passed all your karmic tests, right? Maybe there was one more last thing that you needed to face, you needed to heal, and you were able to face it, and that elevated you more, and now you're ready. You're ready to be seen, you're ready to be heard. You've learned how to ground your energy. You have a spiritual practice so that you can handle being amongst so many different energies. Mental conflict, yeah. You know how to cleanse yourself so that anybody's projection onto you doesn't affect you mentally, especially. Picking up on a male energy, this could be the divine masculine in this reading, but there was a certain belief or fear you had regards to communication. I think this is like communicating your feelings, how you communicate your emotions. Because notice how it's the color blue. So this is something that you could have been working on, being more open, being more vulnerable, sharing your truth, being more authentic. Almost like you had this fear that like if I'm open and vulnerable and I share what I share, people are going to judge me. And notice how it's the color red. So that's connected to your root chakra. So it's almost like whenever you would vocalize your feelings or express yourself, your feelings, your emotions, you were probably either shut down or dismissed, and that compromised your sense of safety and security and how you saw yourself. So it was almost like you were trained to think that every time you opened up, you were emotional, you were vulnerable, it would compromise your sense of safety or security in some way or form, especially in relationships. And I feel like that's something that you needed to work through, right? And I pulled out choose wisely. I feel like you were sharing your emotions, your vulnerability, your innermost thoughts with the wrong people who didn't know how to receive you, people who didn't know how to hold space for you. And now that you are stepping into this more authority figure, more power, you have to be very, very selective of who you share, your thoughts with, your struggles with, your dreams with, your goals with. Because when you start to step more and more into your power and you become more your authentic self, you become more magnetic. You become more magnetic. People are more drawn to you. Because being your authentic self is the highest frequency. It's actually higher than love, because that is self-love, right? So then you start to radiate more from your heart space because you've accepted yourself. Seeing the number 7, so the month of July could be significant for you. I'm also picking up like heavy emotions, like water sign energy. So you could be a water sign or you have heavy water placements. But yeah, I feel like you're going to start getting a lot of opportunities coming in for you now, because you're in the right frequency now. You're in the right sweet spot, and you need to choose wisely. You need to sit with yourself and kind of be like, is this in alignment to me? Is this going to fulfill me? Are these the right people for me, right? Keep seeing like, trust yourself. Trust yourself. You know what is right for you. You know who is right for you. You know what is meant for you. And notice how choose wisely is the color green. So that's connected to your heart chakra. So now you are basing decisions from what feels right to you, to your heart. Not out of survival, not out of, your old beliefs, from here. What feels right to me from here? What's going to light me up? What excites me? What brings me joy? And that's what's going to lead you, to the right opportunity, or to the right person, or to the right spaces, environments, communities, that kind of stuff. And you'll feel it. You'll feel it right away. You'll know, you're like, this doesn't feel right to me. This feels right to me. Okay, let's use my word card tarot, and then we will end this reading. I keep seeing ocean, so somebody could be traveling like overseas soon. I'm also seeing a boat. Maybe someone is traveling on boat or going on a cruise. So we have Queen energy. I keep hearing partnership, so somebody could be coming into, union, partnership of some kind. Could be romantic or could be more like work, career related. Okay. Pack your bags. What did I just say? Okay, so we got abusive, fashionista. You have goddess energy. They prayed to find someone like you. Yeah, so could be a divine masculine who's finally realizing, like, you're the one for me. I'm also picking up someone who's looking for you specifically for a role or for like a position in their team, in their group. Like they were like, I need someone like this, and now they found you, or they're about to find you. Maybe someone is looking for your skill set or some kind of a product or service that you offer, right? So we have your spirit team ancestors have your back. You are protected. Warning, stay away. Politics and government. Gossip, room control issues. And vain and attention seeking. Remember I was saying, choose wisely. When you become very powerful and authentic, you become more magnetic. Everybody wants to be around you. Everybody wants a piece of you, right? And so people are going to start talking about you if they haven't already. Everybody wants in, so you have to be very careful and selective of like who you allow and what you allow in. And then with the abusive card that fell out earlier, I feel like this is something to do with your childhood. You could have been raised in a very verbally abusive environment, and you had a tendency to control things in your life. Maybe that's why you controlled your emotions a lot. You wouldn't allow people into your heart. You didn't want people to see your vulnerability, and that's something that you needed to work through and release. Well, that's the end of your reading. Until next time, stay safe.